got into a short position on Turtle Beach.
Yes.
And that kind of went downhill, and then it spiked through and I didn't have time to cover, and I was down like 700. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna add and hope like it fades back off. And it just kept going all the way from 10 to 19.
What helped you the most really learn everything? Because you guys both studied, like, we haven't talked about your process. Like, talk about a little bit about your process of like what you've studied, because you guys are in the challenge, you have access to the DVDs, webinars, video lessons. Like, what helped you the most really crystallize everything?
So at the beginning, when I first started, I'll be honest, I didn't put in a quarter of the amount of work that is needed to succeed. I really did think you could, follow some alerts, learn slowly, and just start making $100,000 a year. I quickly learned that's not a reality. And so at the beginning of 2017, I had some health problems, so I left college at the end of my senior year and finished from home. So I was given basically an entire day to do what I wanted for like every single day. So I started using that to my advantage. I said, okay, I'm just going to put every hour of the day into trading, and I'm going to see if I can make it work. So I would literally start every morning at like 7, and I would study DVDs, video lessons, then prepare for the market open. Usually end up trading something and losing. And then middle of the day, I would watch more DVDs, more video lessons. And then after the close, I would go back and recap the day, create watch lists, look at charts, and then like have an hour break, eat dinner. And then from like 5 or 6 to midnight, I would just sit and watch DVD after DVD after DVD.
Which is more useful, DVDs or video lessons or webinars?
I think they're all important because video lessons kind of keep you up to date with current tickers and what's going on now in strategies. DVDs give you basics of what you need to know.
Yeah. It's like stock
I
market
did get
history.
to the point where it was like overload of information, and that's kind of thing what kind of led to my bad month in October at the beginning. Was I started trying so many different things that it was impossible to get any consistency, because even if I was winning somewhere, the 10 other places that I lost $10 on would still overcome that.
Over diversification of strategies. That happens sometimes too. And most of my top students, they focus on 1 or 2 good patterns. It's okay to test, but you can't just keep doing like 10 strategies. I don't understand how people take like this, I got this, I got this, I got this, and I'm like, I take 1 or 2 positions like max at a time. Like, I'm focused. How about you? How many hours a day is that, by the way?
I don't know, somewhere like 12, 15, 17 on some days. And it was every day for 10
12,
months.
15, 17 hours.
And
For every day for how long?
All those 10 months.
For 10 months.
Day.
So do the math, that's a lot of hours.
And I was just addicted more. Every time I got hit, I'd come back for more, and eventually you pay your dues and it works out.
Did you gradually learn, like, okay, you're like, oh, when you're watching a video lesson in month 1, you don't really know, but then month 7, you're like, I've seen this pattern before.
Oh, that's exactly what happens. I remember watching, like, trading tickers. Like, I've seen it probably 10 or 15 times in its entirety.
This is Tim Grattani's guide. Click the link below. We're going to give you a special.
And every time I'd watch it, I'd go, whoa, I didn't catch that the first time. Whoa, I didn't catch that. And it's just little golden pieces that it's like one sentence, but it can change everything about your trading. And if you continue to pull those from, a bunch of different traders, you're eventually going to be, and then you can morph it into yourself. Eventually you have enough there to go out and trade successfully.
Do you believe in, like, I have like this analogy, I say you have a knowledge account and a monetary account, and you have to grow your knowledge account so that it tips over and spills into your monetary account.
Oh, you do. It's so front loaded. You need to learn so much before it's even possible to start making money, because you have to be so consistent in everything you do. And with how much psychology and emotions go into it, it needs to be like a second language for you, like all the basics that you need to know.
What do you think about some people where they're like, Tim, I want to learn, but you have to prove yourself to me. Give me a pick. Let me make some money first, and then maybe I'll study. What do I say to those people?
Not worth it.
Right?
Too lazy.
Do it yourself.
It's flipped.
Yeah.
Like, you either want to study or you don't. You don't like make money right away to prove yourself. Like, you have to prove it to yourself after studying. And if you have any doubts, just don't do it. That's why I want to interview these guys, because they've made a few $100,000, but they also put in so much time and effort, and that's what I need, dedicated students. How many hours a day do you put in, or have you put in?
All day. I would just be thinking about trading like all day. Like in 2017 when I found it, I was just so addicted to learning because I saw all the potential. So I would just wake up, like I would just be going through stuff all day, and I was just so interested to learn. I can't even tell you like how many hours a day I'd be studying and just listening.
It's good. I mean,
just thinking. Even when I'm not studying, I would just be thinking about stocks. You know what I mean?
We've heard this from Dux. We've heard this from Roland. We hear this from Tim Grattani. Yeah. Like, I know it sounds crazy because like people are like, yeah, okay, you've done all this, but you've only made like 100 or 200,000. But what people have to understand is that like you've built yourself a base off which you can grow, right? So like the $100,000-$200,000, you keep this up, you keep being patient, waiting for the right place. This will be $1 million, $2 million, $3 million later on, and it happens quicker. I mean, the fact that you made, what are you? You're at 120,000.
I'm at 122, yeah.
And you're at 200.
Yeah, right around there. Low, it's like more 200 now after.
So after like 1 or 2 years, you're each in six-figure territory, but later on, like you've built yourself a good base. It's not just about the money that you've made; it's the knowledge and the experience that you have.
That's the process.
Yeah.
To get anywhere in this game, you have to actually love the process, not just the end result. If you're in this for the money, it's probably not going to work. You have to show up to the market every day and literally love what you're doing. Even on the down days, even when things aren't going good, you have to know that like you're doing this because you love it, and like if you do it because you love it, the money will just come with that.
I started in 2017. I jumped right into the challenge. I was kind of just looking for something because I didn't go to college, and I kind of wanted to do something on my own because I never really liked bosses, and I was doing a valet job, and I didn't really like my bosses, and I was just saving up my money, and I kind of found something, and stocks interested me because I was good at video games and I was good at sports, but I sucked at school. Sucked at writing, sucked at spelling, sucked at all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
And I just joined the challenge in 2017 because I immediately saw DRYS, that chart go from 5 to 100.
Yeah.
And then I watched live ETRM my first month of trading.
Woo.
So I was like, wow, there's so much opportunity here.
How'd you find me, first of all?
My friend at the gym was like, I'm starting to learn trading penny stocks, like, because I told him that my goal in 2017 was to, invest in some stocks.
Yeah.
And literally, like, January 3rd, 2017, I ran into this kid at the gym, and he was like, I'm learning stocks too. Like, Tim Sykes, he's teaching me how to trade penny stocks. And that night, I went home and I Googled your name.
Crazy.
And I just, like, was so interested by all this volatility. And I was like, this is it, 100%. And then I convinced my parents to split the challenge with me.
Nice.
And I just went in from there, and I was all in 2017. Was just studying the entire year, watching.
So you didn't trade?
No, I didn't trade. I had a 3K E-Trade account and 7K Thinkorswim account.
Okay.
And I think I lost 500 on both accounts. So I was like, okay, why am I going to trade and just lose my money? I'd rather work, save up, and get out of the PDT and paper trade just to like kind of test things out and see how things work and test my emotions.
So you just have to study first.
You just got to study, and that entire year, I would just be working. I would literally have headphones in. I wouldn't even talk to my coworkers. I would just be running like video lessons, just listening.
Oh my god!
Thinking about like trading and everything. Like
as you're a valet?
As I'm valeting, like driving the cars, I'm like have headphones in and just listening.
Don't drive and watch video lessons.
I was just listening.
Earbuds, I think, are okay. Is
Yeah.
that okay? Is that a good advice? I don't know.
I
feel like that's still dangerous because you're like concentrating on the lesson and you're driving. Like, be careful when driving and studying.
I was more
I
concentrated
guess you're
on
just
learning.
you're in the parking lot though.
Yeah, you just kind of back
So
the
you're not
cars
like
in. You don't really go on the street.
I
and,
mean,
like,
a
have to
freaking
make,
like a Tesla auto driver could do that. Like just push the button. Did you try those? Have you tried that?
Yeah, I've drove Teslas. They're
pretty
cool.
But like where you press it and then like
I didn't do the autopilot.
Okay,
I didn't really
that's
know
cool.
how to
Maybe
do
I'll
it.
do that. So you've been studying for how long?
The entire year of 2017, I studied.
Okay, and then
then
what happened?
At the end, I didn't really know like what I wanted to do, but then at the end of 2017, I saw Michael Hudson. He was trading. He was trading all those OTC short setups, and
We'll post a link of Huddy's interview just below this too. By the way, sorry.
He was kind of the first one who I saw who kind of went through his process fully, and I saw him shorting all these stocks. So I was like, okay, so I need to open a Centerpoint account because he's shorting all these stocks. So I was working throughout the whole year, and I saved up 30 grand.
Whoa, nice.
And then in 2018, I opened my account like January 11th or something, but it was the day after Jeff Sessions came out and all the wheat stocks crashed.
Yeah.
Because I was pissed because I was waiting to get approved to be able to short all those stocks that are going on the huge run. Missed it by a day.
Oh, man.
And then started trading, and off the bat, I was honestly pretty profitable. Like, I would make 1 to 2 grand per month, and I would lose a little bit here and there, but then I made some money.
You're still valeting? You're doing
still
both?
valeting, still valeting, yeah, definitely.
How did you manage valeting and trading? You valet at night?
Valet at night, trading in the morning.
Gotcha. Cool.
Mhm.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
And then, where were we here? So
You're making
then
more
May,
than 2K.
yeah, then May came and I got into a short position on Turtle Beach.
Yes.
And that kind of went downhill because I started shorting it right at the open, and I was literally risking $300 on my position, and then it spiked through, and I didn't have time to cover, and I was down like 700. I was like, nah, I'm just gonna add and hope like it fades back off, because I was still shorting into resistance from the last day, and it just kept going all the way from 10 to 19, and by like 13 or 14 bucks I was all in, and then it went to 19, and I was literally down 10 grand, and like
That was the first like week we started messaging with each other,
Yeah.
and he like went completely radio silence after the morning. I was like, please tell me you covered. And he's like, nope.
What was your mindset? Like, you know, rule number 1 is cut losses quickly. You know that. You've been studying my stuff.
Yeah, I knew I was just in such a bad spot, but I just couldn't do it. Like, I didn't have control over my emotions, but now since I went through that and I felt like that, I never will go through that ever again. Like, I would never put myself in position to lose that big ever again. Like, I get so scared when positions go against me. I get like so eager to cut.
I start sweating. I have like a biological response. I'm like, wait a minute, I shouldn't be in this position.
When
Like,
I
that's how
see
crazy
like
it is.
either when I'm long and I see like all the prints hitting the bid and it's all red, I'm like, oh, I need to get out. Or if it's green and like it starts swiping up, like I cover into that.
So
And-
again, it took your biggest loss to scare you, and you got that emotional education.
Yeah.
And now you can't do it. So those of you guys who have big losses, like, recognize that can be your turning point, and don't just go out and have like a big loss, like, oh, I need this big loss to like turn it around. You
You have to
don't.
learn from us so you don't have to do it. Like, it's not worth it. You always have to cut your losses quickly, never add to a loser. Like, those are rule number 1. And if you can't follow that, like, you're not going to be able to be profitable.
Hey, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there, and also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.